Technology Is, an Ag Day special report brought to you by John Deere.
Technology is a lot of different things to different people, regardless of what farmers consider technology. When it comes to adopting it, most want to see a return on investment. Farm Journal's Tyne Morgan explains as we continue our series of special reports.
From planters putting seeds in the ground to combines tracking every bushel and moisture in any given field, technology is racing advancements in agriculture.
We might not be first adopters right out of the gate, maybe kind of see a technology out for a year or two before we decide if we want to use it or not.
Every pass, every plant, technology is ingrained in much of what this conservation-minded farmer does.
We use technology pretty much every day. Just today I got some spray records from a neighbor that did some spraying for us. Left check strips out in those fields, so I'll be able to upload those and see them during harvest and cut those pieces out and see if we got a return on that chemical pass.
What Scott calls the low-hanging fruit of technology, or common technology finds like guidance on tractors, he says is a must, and it's driving him into other technologies that require more research.
We really got to scrutinize the prices on things and make sure they work for us.
Careful consideration and the price versus payoff piece of the puzzle is something where this Indiana farmer is not alone.
Farmers really want to know that value proposition of technology.
Ohio State University's John Fulton says the return on investment can be big, but the upfront costs are often the focus for farmers.
Some of these technologies aren't cheap. We see some of the planter technologies, we'll be a farmer may be cutting a check of $30,000, $40,000 to retrofit or to have that technology on that planter when it comes from the manufacturer.
Scott says investments are measured on his farm in various ways.
We had 2 row shut-off system before, now every row shuts off. Kind of surprising how much more seed savings we had there.
But Scott says he has a high bar when he decides to adopt technologies on his farm.
I have an expectation of what it's going to do for us when we get it, so I do kind of want that immediate response from it. It may take a few years to pay for it, but we want to see some of the benefits right away.
A recent Farm Journal survey found 67% of farmers expect a return on investment in 3 years, and 22% expect the payoff to happen even quicker within 1 year.
Most of our data would suggest that, from a guidance and section control, really it's a 1 year, if not a 2 year maximum in terms of payoff for those technologies.
But there are other tools that Fulton says take longer to see a return.
Variable rate fertilizer in some cases can be a little bit longer in terms of a payoff. It could be 6-7 years just because you got to go through a couple of applications to see the value of that.
Farm Journal agronomist Ken Ferry puts plots in every year to drill down the price tag and payoff of investments.
The biggest benefit I've seen from implementing a full VRT program on the farm is definitely ROI.
And he says dollar signs aren't the only factor when figuring the ROI.
The ROI for seed costs usually goes down, so our seed expenses go down. Now, we can add a little bit to that VRT and also make sure you got row clutches so you're not, of course, overplanting on the ends. But typically the seed cost goes down with our VRT customers.
From reducing input costs to driving higher yields, reaping big rewards is a constant quest.
On average, 4% on some of those technology savings to the farmer in terms of inputs used. But we've seen easily 7, 10, and depending on the field size and shape, it could be in the 30% savings department as far as inputs.